welcome everybody. We are the real Marks of Long Island. And today, Court and I are going head to head in this podcast. We are without Justin this week. And it's a lot of fun stuff to talk about. I think the most, to me, exciting topic, and I kind of feel bad for the guy, but how Raw ended with main event Jey Uso losing his Intercontinental Championship to Braun Breaker. Court, how did it happen? In what way did this man lose his first single championship?
That's brutal. 28 days. I believe it was 28 days as champion. Not even. It might have been less. Poor guy, been working his tail off for 14 years, and Bloodline 2.0 just, they can't help themselves. And Jimmy tried to get Jey back, and he was dodging his calls like your ex-girlfriend. And, it's a shame because I feel bad because Jey is very over right now. And I almost feel like pulling him back in the Bloodline is kind of a bad move, but they don't have many cards left to play with. So they have to pull him back. They can't bring in anybody else. I mean, I'm sure there's probably 13-year-olds that can work a match. I mean, that Bloodline literally is so deep, but it sucks. I'm bummed. I hope Jey, can still come back to the singles life after obviously getting pulled into this. But Braun's the guy again, and there was some interesting stuff. I mean, that face-off with him and Jacob Fatu was awesome. And
electric, man.
Just prove that what they're doing is right, that's the future. And I mean, I saw clips of Fatu and Cody at the dark main event, and he was pulling some stuff. I'm like, we haven't seen the beginning of this guy. So, but it's a bummer for Jey. He was really over. I mean, but you got to do what you got to do, especially the story. And obviously the Bloodline is one of the biggest stories. And unfortunately, he's no longer IC champ.
Yeah, but see, what bothers me is the fact that I think the only reason they pulled the Intercontinental Championship off of Jey is because they didn't want him being the champion of the group within Roman. I think it ties back to Roman Reigns being the head of the table, the tribal chief, the guy, and they couldn't let Jey look a little bit stronger than Roman at that point. And not to knock Jey, like Roman or Jey, like either of them, but like at this point in time, like Jey's on another level. Roman's in his storyline right now. He's knocked down a few pegs and he's trying to work his way up. Why not come to main event Jey Uso, who's on top of his game as Intercontinental Champion, to come back and, help, the original Bloodline take Bloodline 2.0 on?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That could be like a weird ego thing, not even with Roman, just with the booking. Roman's supposed to be the OTC, the original tribal chief, the only tribal chief. But if he's got no gold and Jey has gold, how does that look? It's I mean, they're obviously setting up for War Games, right? It's pretty much written in on every wall they could possibly write it on that it's going to be set for War Games, and it's 5-on-5, so you need those extra guys. I think they're going to pull Sammy. I think there's going to be a couple guys that unfortunately get pulled from where they are to be in this story. But I think if you were to ask Jey, I think he's probably happy, not happy he lost the title, but happy that he gets to close this chapter. And then once that chapter is closed, he can go back to being main event Jey Uso, yeet, over as hell. The crowd was crazy. I mean, I was at an Islander game on this week, Tuesday. I was there Tuesday. They played his theme song. I mean, it's notorious for playing wrestling and kind of punk pop stuff, but they played it and people were eating it to it. It's great. So he's over, and hopefully they could close this book, put it to the side, and he can come back and be what he can be, which is obviously main event Jey Uso. He's very over.
Yeah. And I was at Dorney Park this past Sunday. I saw, I think, 2 Yeet shirts, maybe 3, but the man's everywhere. He's at Islander games. He's at Dorney Park. He's everywhere. he's selling. The guy's money right now. And like you said, I hope it doesn't degrade his character or push him back a few, or even put him back as a tag team with Jimmy. Because I think Jimmy deserves to, fly on his own. Let the man do his thing, because he's hysterical. Jimmy's funny in his own way, especially as like a tweener right now. But the antics he pulls, like sneaking up on Roman, and the funny moments he has, I like it. I think they should be able to do their own thing. They're probably one of the best tag teams in the world. I've loved them since, I'm not going to say the beginning, because they're Samoan original tag team thing when they come out and dance was very gimmicky. I know why they're doing it, for the heritage and stuff, but it was so gimmicky. But once they went to the Uso Penitentiary and everything, like, their game has been on the level. But let them do their thing. They're both super talented. I can't wait to see, Jey get back, take on Braun Breaker again, because Jey looked good against Braun, and Braun's supposed to be this force to be reckoned with, and Jey's, they booked Jey to be right there with him. So I can't wait to see that come back around, hopefully in the future. But even going back to what you said with Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker, that face-off, that showdown, it was, I'm getting goosebumps. It was electric. I was already picturing main events of WrestleMania a few years from now for the WWE World Championship. Like that's kind of vibes I got from that face-off. And it really shows who they have faith in going forward. And it's just going to show magical, edits for when those matches do happen. And then you could cut back to 2024, where they had a little face-off during his main event match against Jey Uso for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, like it was hard too when Braun lost to Jey, because you're like, this guy is obviously taking off. And I think we all said in previous podcasts that we wanted him, we thought he was going to go babyface and kind of be like this guy to go against Gunther. Obviously, that's not what's happening. So I think putting it back on him works for now, yeah. And then go back to Jey later, and then, push Braun to the top. And then there's so much opportunity there. And I just hope that Jey doesn't get lost in the shuffle like Jimmy has. And, they obviously have very similar talent, talent-wise. I remember when they debuted, oh God, it must have been like 2009. It was around 2010, maybe. Yeah, 14. Yeah, it was. I think they debuted against TJ and the Hart Dynasty, and TJ said he's like one of his favorite opponents, because he just loved working with them, and they deserve it, man. They've been working their tail off for 14 years, and let's get him back once he's done with this bloodline thing. I mean, obviously they're shooting for War Games. Maybe that'll close the book on that piece of it. Then you go, speculate for Rock and Roman and Cody and yada, yada, yada.
What do you think's going to happen? Do you with this WrestleMania coming up, is it going to be Rock, Roman, Cody Rock, triple threat match? Because I heard that The Rock denied his availability for WrestleMania, but that can all be hearsay. Who knows if they're just trying to keep it hush-hush until the moment comes. But what do you honestly think is going to happen going forward to WrestleMania in 2025?
I think Rock saying I'm absolutely not going to be at WrestleMania means that he's absolutely going to be at WrestleMania. I feel like the way that he said, oh, I'm way too busy, I can't do it. That's not the way his schedule works. He doesn't just end up with 3 movies in 6 months. He knows when WrestleMania is. He knows he wants this match with Roman or Cody and Roman, which I would personally hate. But I think that it can go so many ways, and I know better after last year in speculating in October, November about April. We can't do that. So anything can happen, truly anything.
Yeah, I honestly, just thinking forward, I honestly think they're going with Cody Roman again. But, man, I would love Rock Cody. I think I like Rock Cody over Roman Rock at this point, because just the animosity they had towards each other leading up to last year's WrestleMania, and having that moment where The Rock pinned Cody in the first night's main event, it writes itself. And you can even see The Rock, getting pissed off, coming out, angry that Roman teamed with Cody and took on Solo and Jacob. It's to me, I don't know, man. I want that Rock Cody so bad.
I would love Rock Cody, and it would really be hard for us personally because Rock's your favorite and Cody's my favorite, and getting to see Cody win the title against Roman in Philly at our first WrestleMania was amazing. But not being able to be there when it's your guy versus my guy officially would kind of hurt. So maybe we have to win the lotto. And these tickets are. Have you seen these Mania ticket prices?
No.
They are insane. 15,000 for floor.
Oh man,
dude! I mean, we paid a pretty penny last year. I'm not trying to discount Philly or what we paid, but holy shit!
Well, maybe they'll do Rock Cody at SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, maybe we should just push for that instead. That's more doable.
Yeah, I know. I think it's more doable, and we can do that. We definitely can aim for that. I already signed up for the pre-sale and everything. It's, I already missed WrestleMania at MetLife. I don't know if I want to miss a SummerSlam at MetLife. Because, Corey, if you think about it, we've done the Rumble. We've done Mania. We got SummerSlam, Survivor Series left, the main four. Might have to knock out SummerSlam next year, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, we have to. And we missed Survivor Series in
Brooklyn.
02. What was it? Oh, no, that was SummerSlam in 02. Yeah, we got to knock out. We missed SummerSlam with our boy, Steven, in Brooklyn.
We did. Yeah, we did. I think there was also a Survivor Series in Brooklyn. I forget what year it was.
Yeah, we dropped the ball a little bit. We have things to pay for that go above wrestling tickets,
unfortunately.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I do want to go into our first segment of the day. It's not going to be Bump of the Week. We do not have Justin here, so we're not going to do a Bump of the Week this week. However, the winner of last week was not Justin. He's officially lost. It's probably why he didn't show up to the podcast this week. You guys made him upset. But it was my choice of Ricochet getting pummeled through the table by, why am I blanking out on his name? Takeshita. And in an epic moment in that triple threat with Ospreay. So thank you all for voting. Check out next week when we come up with our next set of nominations, and be sure to tune in that time and vote for us, or vote for me or Court, not Justin. He's already won too many. But instead, our first segment of the night is going to be a Court's Cody Corner. And yesterday, the man is how many days long champion, Court?
As of yesterday, we are on day 200 of Cody Rhodes' WWE. I don't even know how to say it anymore. Undisputed WWE Championship reign, title reign. 200 days as of yesterday, so we're on 201 today. Just wanted to pull up a little stat here. I've spoken about her before. Tiffany and me. Tiffany is Cody's ride or die. I am second in command to her. We have been fans since 2007. I'm not going to talk for her, but she's like his best friend, biggest fan. But she wrote 200 days of Cody Rhodes' reign as undisputed WWE champion, 40 plus successful WWE championship defenses, 40 plus main events, 40 plus matches, has taken the belt all over the world in front of thousands of fans. True quarterback won, and she wrote best champion, which of course I agree with. I think that is awesome. Obviously, she's counting live events and shows that aren't on television every week, but the guy has not missed a day. He has not missed a step. I saw that he put he did his Halloween with his daughter like last week because he won't be around during Halloween. He doesn't miss anything. He is the champ. He is staying there to provide for this company and to be the man. And to be the man, you got to beat the man. And I don't know who that man would be. And I'm so proud of him, and being able to say that we were both in attendance, it's such an amazing moment. I looked back on the videos yesterday, and I still feel like it was a fever dream. Like it didn't really happen. I mean, we were screaming and the place was going nuts, and just like an amazing moment. I'm so happy for him, and to be able to say that I have been there since the beginning is so nice. And I'm like, anyone that wants to crap on his reign, go ahead, but I will fight you to the death. And I don't know what you could possibly say besides him not having valid challengers, but that's not his fault. I don't know where you want them to pull challengers out of, but that's not, he doesn't book himself. He's not working for that other company anymore. So I don't know. I'm proud of the guy, and congratulations to my boy. 201 as of today, days, undisputed WWE champion.
It's funny because, like, at the end of the day, it was going to be hard for Cody for people to enjoy his reign because of how he won it. He won it to the guy who was at the top of the mountain for 3 years. And I said it in the past, like, that was like the end game of WWE for Cody Rhodes. And where do you go from there, right? No one's going to see him as big as that challenge. So you can't really, like, shit on his reign when he won it in such a high point, because nothing was going to top that. No challenger was going to top that. He already beat Brock Lesnar twice. He wasn't going to come back in and, beat Brock Lesnar. He wasn't going to come in and beat The Undertaker's streak. Like, that's not what was going to happen. That's been done. Undertaker's, I don't know, going on political podcasts now, doing his thing. But he lost a streak. He lost to Roman at WrestleMania. He's got 2 losses at WrestleMania. There's not much that Cody could have done afterwards that could have been huge. I think people have to take a step back and realize that's what's going on. And we're going to lead up into WrestleMania to something huge. Whether it's Roman, whether it's Rock, whether it's the two of them, that's going to draw. People are going to get amped up. The programs, the segments, the matches, everything leading up to that is going to be insane. And even with War Games, Cody's probably going to be side by side with the Bloodline going against Bloodline 2.0. Because even if they bring in Sammy, they still need a 5th member. If they do 5, because usually they do 5, then they would bring in Cody. But if they keep it 4v4, they don't need Cody. But I think that's the route they go. So there's exciting things for Cody happening. We're going to have Kevin Owens fighting Cody Rhodes, and possibly Randy Orton if he decides to turn heel too, which I can't wait to see. So hold on, people. Cody's about to be in some amazing storylines. You just got to let those things build and see what happens.
Yeah, I feel like you're absolutely right. Like, everyone's used to, we're in a new era now. We have been in the last year, 2 years, give or take, since Triple H has taken the reins. We're not in the Vince era of, oh, here comes Brock, here comes Taker, here comes Cena, here comes whoever. We have to go with story and value over like a blockbuster. Every match doesn't need to be a blockbuster. Like, you just made a huge point. Kevin and Randy, and you got Rock and Roman. You got people that you can pair Cody with. It's, he's facing Gunther at Crown Jewel. And yeah, it's not for the title or anything, but that is a massive match. And, you can't compare it to anything because it's never been done before. So I just feel like he gets the short end of the stick because Roman did have that 3-year reign, and you're going to compare everything to the last champion before you. And it's not fair. But I'm not here to, count sour grapes or whatever the expression is, but I think given what he's been given, he has been absolutely stellar, and there's just no defeating it whatsoever. And I'm super stoked, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Who has more title defenses? Cody Rhodes with the live events, or even Roman Reigns with his live events for the 3 years he was Universal and then Undisputed Champion?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Cody. In 201 days, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Cody. I don't know, but I know Roman wasn't going to, and this is no shot at anyone in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. He wasn't going out there and having a 30-minute exhibition match with Randy Orton. He wasn't doing it. So I'm just going to say Cody, but he had 40. I think Tiffany wrote 40. And again, we're going off Tiffany's word, which I trust because she's been there with me in the trenches. We are in the trenches. But I can go on for days, and I ramble and I talk on myself and I talk over my own points. So I don't want to do that. But I just know that it only goes up. Cody Rhodes only goes up. His championship reign will only go up. People want the title off of him. That's great. Who would you like as champion? Would you like babyface Roman? Because once this bloodline stuff is over, you'll be back to old Roman. And if that's who you want, then that's who you get. So I don't know. I have a feeling that he'll have that year reign, go into Mania as the champion still. I hope I'm right. And we'll just go off that.
I think you have to. I don't think you can cut Cody's reign short. He just came off the biggest win in recent years for anyone. Look at all the challenges Roman had, he put down. And I don't think you can have Cody at that point just lose at a random pay-per-view. I feel like you have to give him the year. And if he loses it, it's at WrestleMania. If not, past the year, I think it's up for grabs at that point. But I think you have to at least give him a year. Like, you can't just let that title reign run short. He beat the guy. You can't just have him like, oh, I just lost after 35 days or 150 days. I just lost it, whatever. Like, I beat the guy, so I'm the guy. No, I think he needs to keep the championship. I think he should even fight John Cena for the title and retain. You talk about to be the man, you got to beat the man. He's on that John Cena schedule right now. That's who he's trying to be. He's trying to be the John Cena workhorse, defends the title any place, anytime, anywhere. So I feel like that itself should be one of the stops on John Cena's retirement tour. I think it should be Cody Rhodes, John Cena, WWE Championship. Let Cody take the win. He deserves it. And send John Cena on his next venture in his retirement tour.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be all for that. I'd be all for a Cody Cena match. I think that he would be all for it. They've wrestled in the past, and they have had singles matches, to my knowledge. I remember, but it was mostly tag team, or there was that one battle royal where him and Randy went against the whole Raw roster. Cody was part of the Raw roster. He got absolutely bodied. But like Cena, to him, like, it's funny to me as a 33-year-old adult, because we hated Cena because he was the big baby face and the kids loved him. And now my favorite guy is the new John Cena. And I think Cody and Cena teaming for one night only, like, do a t-shirt, like C Nation, American Nightmare, whatever the heck he does now. I don't even know what Cena does, but that would sell. Every kid would want a John Cena Cody Rhodes combo t-shirt. Like, forget it. Like, put them against Solo and Jacob, or any Gunther and somebody. Like, forget it. That would sell like crazy. But I don't know. I'm not Triple H. I don't have the thing in front of me to tell you what's going to happen, and I'm excited for the future, and I think everyone should be too. And your title's in good hands. Your company's in good hands.
Can we talk about first, because you brought it up, Randy Orton, Cena versus Raw roster? Cody got thrown up by Cena into an RKO to get removed from that match. Cody got bitched out of that match.
Was that Blue Trunks, Cody? Was that like tagging with Hardcore Holly?
That was tagging with Hardcore Holly, Cody Rhodes right there.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was 2008.
Yep. That was.
I had to look it up just now because I'm like, that's one of the only things I remember from that match. Just watching Cody get picked up by Cena, thrown up for the RKO, and then pinned out the match.
Yeah, I think, and I don't quote me on this, and not like Cody's going to listen to this and quote me, but his MySpace profile picture at one point was something from that match. Maybe it was him standing in the group or whatever it was. But, oh man, those were see, that's how you know I'm diehard, because, man, I can go back and I remember that. I remember when Cody dropkicked The Undertaker at the Rumble that we were at, and I screamed bloody murder. And this kid in front of me, I was yelling at this kid. They just wanted to see Jeff Hardy. I'm like, he already lost to Randy. Go away. Good.
Me and Court were the only people in Madison Square Garden doing the Randy taunt, because everyone was such a Jeff Hardy mark. But we knew. We don't want that druggie. We don't like him. No. He's being pushed too hard on our faces. We want Randy Orton to RK him out the building, and that's what happened.
We were never
to fade into the RKO for the finish, man. That's in my dreams. I picture that all the time.
Speaking of the 2008 Royal Rumble as well that we were at, we were the only people booing John Cena when he came back.
Yeah, we were giving the double bird.
We gave him the double bird. I was just trying to be nice, but yeah, we did give him the double. We were the only people. Everyone was flipping out. Triple H was in the ring with him.
Yeah, Triple H. I wanted him to win. Yeah. And then once I heard, I'm like, oh, great. Here we go. Super Cena's back 3 months earlier from the injury he was supposed to be away from. Time to win the Rumble. That's what happened.
Yeah.
But also, Court, how many freaking pictures did you take of Cody Rhodes in that Rumble and posted it on your MySpace?
A lot. I get emails from my photo bucket, which I don't even think exists anymore. I think it's just spam. And it's like, do you want to keep your photo bucket pictures? And I remember one time Cody, he had it wasn't a burner Twitter, so I'm not going to say that. He was Stardust at the time. He had a personal Twitter, and no one really knew about it. And he was like, does anyone have any photos of me as a referee in Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling, which Teal now runs, don't know if she owns. Again, not speaking out of turn. I don't know. But I did. And I sent them to him. And he was like, wow. Don't know where they came from. Don't know how I got a hold of them. I don't know. But I had them.
Court's old computer has a backlog of Cody Rhodes in every instance of his eras.
Yeah, I had I mean, I remember when he was giving trunks away and I was so mad. I'm like, that guy, I don't even know who that girl is. He doesn't even like you. Anyway, this is turning into a Cody podcast. This is the cousin podcast, the Real Marks Going On cousin edition, because we do this every day on the phone. So if you ever want to,
Corey used to do this between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. After Raw when we were in high school. We even said we should make a podcast back in the day because we could go for hours when we had no responsibility, no bills, no full-time jobs. We were just in school. If back in the day, we should have done it because we'd be rolling in cash right now. We would go. We watched wrestling every week. We put all the time in. We didn't need to we DVR'd it, but we watched it live. If we need to watch some of it, we did. And that was before you can go to TikTok or go to YouTube and watch full-on clips of segments. Back then, you couldn't watch it unless you watched the show or you DVR'd it. So we were full on blast. We played SmackDown vs. Raw. We were in SmackDown vs. Raw feds. We were in role playing feds. We did it all. We were incorporated in professional wrestling, mostly WWE, but it was our life for a bit back in the day.
Oh yeah, I used to wake up and I would watch Raw when I was going to high school. I would watch Raw and I had this big TV in the front and I DVR'd it. And whatever happened in the main event, I'd rewatch it. My mom's like, didn't you watch that last night? I'm like, yeah. She's like, why are you rewatching it? I'm like, I need to watch it before I go to school so I could talk to people about it. Meanwhile, none of my friends, except my cousin, who didn't go to my high school, watched wrestling. But I had to know because when me and Ty talked after school, I had to be on my knowledge.
Yeah, we had to be on our game.
Great times.
Yeah, it was great times. But yeah, so we're gonna start to sway out of the Cody corner because that was high heavy Cody right there. It does happen, but we're the real marks of Cody Rhodes. But so Raw, I'm gonna go back to Raw a little bit. We have the Wyatt Six returning, which was great against the Final Testament and the Miz. The Miz scurried away and got away scot free. Do we think the Wyatt Six is actually going after the Final Testament? Or are they targeting the Miz?
I don't know. And I don't really love this direction. I feel like they wanted to have them go against the Judgment Day, and I don't know what happened. I feel like the Dom and Liv and Cal, and I feel like that stuff it's not the time to do the Wyatt Six Judgment Day stuff, which is a bummer, but sometimes waiting is worth it. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they can't just go after one guy because when they went after Gable, it turned into, it started with Gable, but then it turned into the whole group. So are they going after Miz and Miz is hiding behind Final Testament, or are they going after Final Testament and Miz is just
no, I 100% think that they're going to target Miz. And they don't realize it, the Final Testament, because the Miz is hanging around them. But I think the Final Testament's collateral. And I think towards the end of this feud, they're going to realize and leave Miz high and dry, and Miz is just going to get decimated. That's what I think.
Yeah. That makes complete sense. I mean, I feel like he's hiding, like you said, like they're collateral, and he's hiding behind them because he has no one else in his corner right now. But it's hard for you to have a Wyatt 6. It's 6 people, 5 people.
5,
maybe 6 in the future. That's what I thought. Go after one guy. How could so it's a big question mark, and I just love everything the Wyatt 6 are doing. Like, I could watch it. I don't care if they're going after one guy, 30 guys. I don't care if it's Wyatt 6 versus the Raw roster. I don't care. As long as it's not SmackDown, because I don't want Cody to be a victim. But Raw roster, go for it.
Have at it.
Get all the heels and just throw them to the Wyatt 6. But I love it. I still think it's fresh for me, and
yeah,
they're still keeping it like very mysterious, and you can add and remove, and you can still play with it. It's like molding clay or something. It's still being molded as it goes.
Yeah, and I think we were going to get Judgment Day Wyatt 6, but I think because the way the Women's Championship match ended with that disqualification when it wasn't supposed to be, I think Raquel would have been feuding with Rhea, and then the Judgment Day could have done the Wyatt 6 thing. But now that happened, I feel like it kind of sent them on a different course, which I think the Final Testament's a fine path, especially if it's the way that I described with the Miz, them targeting the Miz, but they're collateral. But I just want them back in their masks and stuff too, though. Like, I like that they're, that they're themselves and fighting, but I like the mystery and the ambiance behind their like creature characters. And I want to see more of that. I miss the vignettes of them sitting, talking to themselves and the creature version of themselves. I want more of that, and I hope we do see more of that.
I think we will. I think that they can bring that back at any point. Like, I think when you get a group like the Judgment Day, like, you can bring that back at any moment.
Yeah.
Because you have someone to go against everyone. You have more of, okay, it's not, Uncle Howdy. I mean, it's not Bo, it's Uncle Howdy, and you can kind of jump back to that. Yeah,
and I think it's nice that they have Scarlett for Nikki Cross, and I think the Final Testament is strong enough to be a good competition for the Wyatt 6. You saw Eric Rowan take out AOP in one shot, which was epic. Like, that was cool as crap. And like, I feel bad for AOP because like they're these 2 fucking dominant guys, and Eric Rowan just bitched them like they were nothing. But it's cool because it's these characters that are this mystical element to them, and they're supposed to be like stronger and creepier and better than most. So I'm excited to see what happens with them. I think they'll do well. I think they have a vision that they really want to push for, and I hope that they follow it with this feud with the Final Testament. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's a worthy bridge feud. If it's going to be a bridge feud, I think it's worthy of a bridge feud. Do I think it's worthy of a 2 pay-per-view program thing? No, but I think it's perfect for if you're going to wait out the Rhea and Liv and Raquel Rodriguez, all that stuff. Then perfect. Then lead that into something bigger, into the big 4: Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam. They have to have more than just the Final Testament. But I'm here for it. I'm there.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna roll into This Day in Wrestling, October 25th, and Court. This Day in Wrestling, 2009. We had the first of 2 bragging rights pay-per-views, which was held in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We had Team SmackDown versus Team Raw. 2 of your boys were in this match. Which team won between SmackDown and Raw, and which boy was on the winning side and which boy was on the losing side.
So I'm going to say Cody was on Team Raw.
Okay.
And we're talking about TJ, right?
Sure.
No, we're talking about Christian.
Sure. Be confident, Court.
I only have 3 boys, and I just named all of them.
Be confident. What do you think it is? I ain't giving you hints.
Hold on. 2009, October 2009. WrestleMania 20. Fuck. Cody could be team. Did he go to SmackDown 09? Ah, man, we were seniors we were we were freshmen in college. No, Cody had to be on SmackDown. All right, I'm going to say Cody on SmackDown. Can you at least give me which boy it was that wasn't Cody?
No, you said it first.
All right, it's TJ. All right, then I'm going to say Okay, then I'm going to flip-flop. Cody on Raw, TJ on SmackDown. Yeah, damn. I'm going to say Raw came out on top. Just give me the response because...
Team SmackDown with Tyson Kidd beat Team Raw, who had Cody Rhodes. So the teams were Jericho, Kane, Finlay, Matt Hardy, David Hart Smith, and Tyson Kidd versus Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Big Show, Cody Rhodes, Jack Swagger, Kofi Kingston, and Mark Henry.
Oh, man, I should have known that. It was from that famous promo where Triple H calls out Kofi for the Jamaican accent and Cody breaks in the background. Damn, I wasn't thinking that. Damn. TJ and SmackDown. TJ and Harry. Damn.
Yeah. Coming out on top of one of 2 bragging rights.
Okay. Then we kind of remember that. Yeah. I kind of remember that. Go ahead. Sorry.
So this day, and then we're going to go 1 year later in 2010. Who lost the tag team titles to Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel when winning it the night before, losing it the day later?
What was it, a pay-per-view the night before?
Yeah, I forget which one, but a certain duo and unlikely duo came out on top. But then lost the titles to Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel.
Damn.
I'll tell you, I'll give you a hint. It was John Cena.
Damn it, I was going to say him and Daniel Bryan.
No, David Otunga.
Shit.
David Otunga laid down for his fellow Nexus teammates to lose the titles.
I was definitely going to say Cena before you said it. And now I'm mad that I didn't say it before you said it. But I never would have got David Otunga. What is he doing now? Is he being a lawyer or something?
I have no clue what he's doing. He's probably if I had to guess, because this is what I guess for people nowadays, probably like a freaking social media influencer, just like pushing out content, promoting shit, getting sponsored by things. That's what I think. However, what pay-per-view court not only happened in 2015, but in 2020 on this day, October 25th?
2015 and 2020. Only those 2 times, or it just so happened to fall on the same day? That
happened on the same day. They both happened on October 25th. One in 2015, one in 2020.
My little brother's birthday. Oh my God, 2020, October 25th. That was 4 years ago. It's not Survivor Series.
I'll give you a hint. It's a match type named as a pay-per-view.
Oh, Hell in a Cell.
Yep. So in 2015, at the Staples Center, Hell in a Cell, we had John Cena issuing an open challenge to Alberto Del Rio for the U.S. Championship, in which Alberto Del Rio won. We had The New Day beating the Dudley Boys to retain the WWE Championship. We had Charlotte tapping out Nikki Bella to retain the WWE Divas Championship. Seth Rollins defeated Kane to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. And Kevin Owens defeated Ryback to retain the Intercontinental Championship. We also had Roman beating Bray in Hell in a Cell. and Brock beating The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell, in which the Wyatt family then attacked The Undertaker when he was subdued and carried him off the back. And then in 2020, the Thunderdome, COVID style, in Orlando, Florida, we had Sasha Banks defeating Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship and Randy Orton toppling Drew McIntyre to win the WWE Championship.
Wow. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't say Hell in a Cell. I'm so mad at myself. You ever watch those people who like do the sports knowledge and like you see the answers on the screen and you're like, wow, how do they not know this? That's how I feel right now because I'm like, wow, that's how do I not know that? Like, how did I not get Hell in a Cell for October before Survivor Series? But damn, those are some good matches. Those are some really good matches that happened on Conman's birthday.
Yeah. He has a hell of a luck for wrestling matches over there. We also have some fellow birthday mates for Connor. We have Rosa Mendez. We have Perry Saturn.
Oh my God.
Too Cold Scorpio. I don't know who this is. Atsushi Onita. And the Latin Lover. I don't know who those two are.
Whoa, I think you're on the wrong website, bro.
The Latin Lover. Let's go look up the Latin Lover. This guy, Victor Manuel Resendez Ruiz from Monterrey, Nuevo Leon, Mexico. His ring names are the Latin Lover and the Latino.
That's crazy. I feel like Armando Estrada.
He wrestled in the AAA Mexican promotion. He also worked for the WWF. He did. When did he work for the WWF? Sorry, I'm intrigued. I don't know where this guy wrestled for WWF. It's not showing me, but that is interesting.
He could have just worked there, like as some kind of producer or expert. I think if you do like one thing, like if you tighten the ropes or like help put the ring up, you've worked for the WWF or WWE.
Interesting. He had a match in TNA against Jeff Jarrett for the NWA Championship, but lost.
What? I've never heard of this man. Was he billed as the Latin Lover?
It doesn't say. What a name.
Can we get the Latin Lover on the podcast?
He won a tournament to become the 1997 Rey de Reyes, which is the King of Kings. He was the King of Kings before Triple H was the King of Kings.
Wow. Damn, I've never heard of this man. But
guys, get your facts straight. We got Victor Manuel Resendez Ruiz, the Latin Lover. He was the King of Kings before Triple H became the King of Kings.
But did he get Motorhead to do his theme song for him?
Hell no. Hell no.
R.I.P. Lemmy. What a legend.
Yeah, he is a legend. All right. We have one topic left that Court and I want to talk about. Not from NXT. We're going AEW. And we want to talk about MJF, Adam Cole. Court, what the hell's happening with this feud over here?
What is going on? That's what I want to know. What is going on? What is actually happening? Because last week Adam Cole comes out, he says, I don't care about anything except getting my hands on MJF. I'm doing this on my own. Boys, Undisputed Era, stay in the back. I got this. Max gets on the screen. He says, you're never going to touch me. I'm in plain view and you're not coming here. So this week, Adam Cole comes out and Roderick Strong and Undisputed Era come out and they're like, no, we want our hands on Max too. We know that he's a scumbag and, I'm paraphrasing, but now Max comes out and says, because Roderick Strong says, I want to get my hands on MJF first. So now they're going to fight over who fights MJF first. But meanwhile, Adam told them last week to stay away. Like, dude, if you're like their boy and the head of the table, so to speak, head of the Undisputed Era, put your foot down. You're the boss, right? Tell them you don't get a match. Go away. You can have him after I'm done with him. And now MJF is like, oh, the first of you to win 3 matches gets me at Full Gear, November 23rd. What? So MJF is just going to be in vignettes till November 23rd, which is almost a month away. It's a little less than a month. Make it make sense. make it make sense.
Granted, his vignettes are great. MJF, anything he does is great. But like, you're not going to have this man on like actual AEW television for a whole over a month, because he wasn't here this past week, and I don't think he was the following week as well.
Yeah, he wasn't here on Wednesday, and he wasn't here. Yeah, he hasn't been there in over 2 weeks. So
it's gonna be like 6 weeks before this man actually is in the building at AEW. Like, this man is like your savior for AEW, and he's just not going to be around. He'll do his vignettes and get massaged with big booty girls, and do his thing. But like, I love MJF. I'm still waiting on a T-shirt I bought from a Star like light years ago that I have to try and pick up when I go back to Long Island at some point. But this whole like reversal, like I said it last week, they could have gone about this such a different way. And now like you got the Undisputed Era that's like now turncoating Adam Cole, because I guess they're still heel, but now Adam Cole's face, and then Wardlow is just gone. He's just on hiatus to just get away. Like what is happening with this whole program? They should have been wrecking havoc on the whole AEW roster, not like the Blackpool Combat Club, because that's another fucking mess. I was a fan of it at the end of that pay-per-view, but now they're just like attacking mid-tier, low-tier card wrestlers, which I love. Alex Reynolds, I love my boy, I forget his name,
John Silver.
John Silver. They're getting abused by the Blackpool Combat Club, but like, they're just attacking the same people every week. Like, they should be going after the Elite. They should be going after Swerve. They should be going after Hangman Adam Page. They should be going after Christian and the Patriarchy. Like, what is this? Like, okay, we're just going to take out the bottom, and that's where we'll start. I'm going in so many different directions right now. Let me sidetrack back to MJF, Adam Cole. If they end up going with like MJF, Roderick Strong at Full Gear because like the Undisputed Kingdom fucks over Adam Cole, I don't even know. Like, does anyone want to watch MJF, Roderick Strong?
No, it makes no sense. I genuinely scratch my head, because even with the messed up storyline, if you're going to flip-flop them back, if you're going to make Cole the face and MJF the heel again because of what happened during Cole's injury, in a week's time, you already contradicted yourself. Don't have him come out and look like an idiot and say, Undisputed Era, stay away from this. And then they just walk out and interrupt this promo and, okay, we're all buddies again. Just kidding. Like, that is my number one gripe with AEW, is that like, they fly by the seat of their pants on certain things. Certain things they're very calculated with, but then they throw it away when something happens. They can't handle a swerve in real life. Like, Adam Cole getting hurt was a horrible injury, and he was out for a really long time. But you could have made it work. Like, it's like baffling to me, and you're going to ruin this, what would be a big story with him and MJF by throwing Roderick Strong into it. Like, no one wants to see that. So now you're making Adam Cole even big. In a way, you're making Adam Cole an even bigger face, because you want him to win every match and you want Roderick to lose. So you're making him a heel, but they're together. So it makes no sense. None of it makes sense.
No.
And I'm dissecting it a little too much, but if you're expecting me to be a wrestling fan, which Tony Khan claims they have the best wrestling in the world, you got to give me a little sports entertainment. You have to give me a little promo. You have to give me something to care about.
Yeah. So if you look at it, like, if any of these companies that are just wrestling first and like backseat the stories, like, they're not on the level of WWE because of that reason. Like, you need drama, you need story, you need to pull people in, you need people to, believe the characters, believe the stories, get behind the stories. Like, why am I why am I rooting for this person? Why am I not rooting for this person? What's the reason? Because if they just like say like, yo, fuck you, I'm better, and then they go fight, and then that's it, like, who cares? That's why you need that drama. That's why you need watch Drew McIntyre CM Punk for the past year almost at this point. Like, that was beautiful story. You know, gets you behind each character. You had people behind Drew. You had people behind Punk for whatever reason. They had their reasons to get behind them. I'm a Punk guy. I've been for a very long time. But even like Drew was great. I loved him, but I want to Punk him anyway. But you need that. You need that drama. You need the story. You need people to want to tune in. Like, great. Am I going to go see a great wrestling match? Sure. But if I go see a great wrestling match, I can also go watch the highlights on TikTok. I can go on YouTube and watch the highlights of the match. Like, okay, these were the high points. Great. I didn't have to sit through the whole thing. But when you have story and you miss a week, you're like, oh, fuck, what was that segment like? Did they do anything? What else happened? Were they brawling backstage? Did they have a match? Did they interfere in each other's match? Like, you have to try and figure out what possibly could have happened that episode or that week, and you have to look through that whole episode. But instead, when it's just based off the match, you're like, all right, there's the match, got the highlights, done. All right, what's next? That's the problem. You need people to want to rewatch, come back, to be zoned in, and AEW, like, I don't know. I'll take a job. You want me to do creative? I can do a good job. Core could do a hell of a job. I know.
Yeah,
great booking over there.
We both could. Like, just it doesn't even need your full attention. Just give it a little bit of attention. Like, you have all the you have the roster to make this very, very good. You just can't just mish two people together and think, okay, like in a month from now they'll have a match and people will be interested, because I love Adam Cole. I love MJF. I even like Roderick Strong. I like Undisputed Era. I don't care about November 23rd. I don't care that Adam Cole is going to wrestle Buddy Matthews next week, because he's going to win, right? And if he doesn't win, he's going to get screwed by Undisputed Era, so then that unravels. Like, it's just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything until Full Gear. I could not watch AEW for the next 5 weeks, have Full Gear happen, and see MJF come out and be like, oh, who's he going to face? I know it's going to be Adam Cole. It's just like stupid, shoddy booking, and that's what bothers me the most about AEW. And you nailed it. You hit the nail right on the head.
It's just a shame, because like the AEW, like on like Inception was like awesome. They knew they had a chip on the shoulder. They knew they wanted to compete. They knew that they wanted to go head to head with freaking NXT and show them up. And now here we are. Like, we're in this point where it's like the ratings are so fucking low, and it's a shame, because look at the talent on there. And then, like, again, to just circle back to what I was talking about with the former Blackpool Combat Club, is that, you know, they decimate, you know, Bryan Danielson, and now they're fighting low mid-carders ish.
Yeah, that's just, it's bizarre. You started at the very top, so instead of going down, you're literally like, instead of trickling down the mountaintop and decimating as you go, you just said, no, I'm going to jump off the mountain and go to the bottom. And I'm sorry, Alex Reynolds and John Silver. I've met you both, and I
interviewed Alex Reynolds. I love them.
Love NYWC.
Yeah.
But you guys know where you stand. I ain't here to tell you, but it makes no sense. It just it make sense. Just make it make sense. I don't even care if it's like the tiniest little thread that makes it make sense. Just, I'll take a thread.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny little inkling that it makes sense.
And now they're like trying to like get Orange Cassidy to come in and like, oh, you beat Moxley once, you gotta stand with us and beat him up. It's like, what is one? I love Orange Cassidy. I thought about being him for Halloween like 3 years in a row now and haven't pulled the trigger. But like, what is one guy who like doesn't speak, puts his hands in his pants, and like dances around the ring gonna do against Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club? or the former Blackpool Combat Club. Like, it just, I get where you're going, but like, you need more than that. Like, this should be like the top guys. Like, if anything, it should be the Elite versus them, because this is the Elite's company and they want to save face, but they're just sitting back for the most part and letting shit happen. It just, I don't know. I could rant all day.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to save it, but like, save it for what? Like, you can't, angles like this are like ready to go. You can't like let them you can't let them simmer, because then it loses their hotness. So just go for it now. Look, I can't say I've been watching a lot of AEW. I see stuff here and there, and I try. I really do try. And the wrestling is unbelievable. It's just, I need that tie-in. I need to have the reasoning behind these matches and behind these shows. So, I don't know. We'll see.
But even look at the Nexus. Look at the Shield. Did they, start at the bottom? Like, let's go fight the guys down here and slowly take their spots. No. They went straight to the fucking top. They, I think both of them interfered in main event matches on Raw. And they're like, the Shield, destroyed Ryback and I think Punk, I think it was.
And
Punk, then,
yeah.
Yeah, and then you have Nexus coming out and destroy everything in the ring. And I'm pretty sure it was like Cena and Orton or something in the main event. I forget. But like, and then you go from there. Like, the Nexus feuded with Cena. That was the thing. And they feuded against, then there was like matches with, it was Cena, Jericho, Ryback, Edge. Like,
Edge, yeah.
It wasn't like, not to diss your boy, but it wasn't like Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase back then, Kofi Kingston. It wasn't that. It was the top tier. Like, there's a recipe, and they can take the recipe from the olden days of WWE and just use it. Like, it's there. It's been done before. And, people maybe, say, oh, look what you're doing, what they did, but who cares? At least what you're doing is entertaining and not just taking out guys and it's like, all right, did it really matter to me? No.
Yeah, you really have to strike when it's hot. You have to, exactly, you have the recipe in front of you. Even the old WCW, I don't care what recipe you take from. Take from TNA when TNA was doing okay. Just like build something. I just, it's so frustrating. Like you said, Nexus and Shield and even Legacy. Cody and Ted wrestled DX at SummerSlam. Like, that's crazy to me. And you have to give these, not that Moxley's a young guy and whatever, but you have to give your top heel talent, top babyface targets. They can't be going against whatever Reynolds and Silver call themselves right now.
Well, they're
even
the
Dark Order or
the Dark Order, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know if they were still in that. I apologize, but it's like you can't do that. You have to give them meatier stuff to bite your teeth into, kind of.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good point to wrap this episode up. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on all our socials. We got TikTok, Twitter. I was going to say X, but I'm going to keep saying Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We are the Real Marks of LI on all of those social medias. Give us your thoughts. What do you think about AEW with this kind of invasion angle? What do you think about MJF, Adam Cole? What do you think about the Wyatt Six and the Final Testament of Miz? What do you think about Jey Uso dropping the Intercontinental title to Braun Breaker and heading into this big bloodline feud? Reach out to us. Let us know. We want to chat, and we will see you on the next one. Real Marks out.
Peace.